Hello and welcome back to another RouterGods video, continuing on our jobs and careers series, talking about how to figure out your total compensation, how to gauge whether your offer is decent or pretty good, or maybe it just sucks. So you've gone through your interviews, you've done well, and congratulations, you've gotten an offer. That is awesome. Maybe you've done really, really well and you've interviewed with multiple companies and you have one of those rare instances where you can compare multiple offers. Which one is the best? So we have our new RouterGods compensation matrix. I will have a link in the description. Just click on it. It's free. You're not going to be charged anything. And here we go. So I've divided it into multiple sections. The top part is your direct compensation, things like your bonus, your base salary, your commission. So that's money in your bank account. Then we get down to the stocks section, the retirement section, and then we get into the medical benefits, things like health insurance, things like health savings accounts, etc. And then we kind of have the miscellaneous stuff like education assistance, car allowance that I can get here in Singapore. And then the tiebreakers, well, not really the tiebreakers, but these are very important things like, do you like the people? Do you like your coworkers or your future coworkers? Does the leadership seem competent? How's the culture? You don't want to join a company if, let's say, everything's great, the pay is great, the bonuses are great, the benefits are great, but if the culture sucks, it's just going to be soul sucking. You're trading your soul for money. So you definitely don't want to get into that situation. And then finally, is the company growing? You don't want to be stuck with a company that's kind of on a downward death spiral into oblivion. You want to be working for a company that is doing great things, that is in the news a lot for good reasons, and it's just a better place to be. So let's scroll to the top. We got three columns here. The left column is obviously what the heck is it. The middle column is how much is it worth. So we're going to pretend that I'm got an offer for another sales engineer job at somewhere, right? We'll say company AWS. And then for the notes section is just jotting your notes, but mainly what you're looking for is there a cap? So for employee stock purchase plan, is there a maximum that you can get per year? Is it 10% of your salary? Is it a fixed amount, up to $25,000 a year? Okay, so let's just pretend here, and we're going to say base. This is going to be in USD, so we'll say base 140K, right? And for the variable and commission, we will say 55. Okay, so that's if I hit 100%. You may want to put that in your notes. And then for your accelerators, maybe say something like it's 1.5x up to some crazy amount, right? So it's 1.5x up to 125%, and then it goes nuts. And then your bonus. So in our bonus, we'll say, we have things coming in that are, if I refer an employee, I get 1.5K. If I do a couple other things, I might get 2K here, 3K there. At Megacorp, we have something called connected recognition, where you can get a couple $100 here, a couple $100 here. If you do really well, $1,500, $3,000 in one shot. So that can definitely add up. So we'll say miscellaneous bonus is, let's say 8, right? So if we add that all up, let's see, 195, 203, not too bad in a year if I hit 100%. And then we get into our stock stuff. So RSUs, and we'll do this on a yearly basis. Let's say I get, not that much, but we'll say 8K per year for the RSUs. And what RSUs are is they're worth nothing until you hit a vesting period. So they vest over 4 years, and then your first year you have 1/4 of the stocks vest. So let's say you get 400 RSU units, restricted stock units. At the end of your first year, after you sign the contract, that's your golden handcuffs, some people call them. So let's say total you get 400. At the end of your first year, 100 of those units will vest. They will turn into stock. So that's pretty good. And then every quarter you'll have a certain percentage continuously, vest. So one quarter, next quarter, next quarter. So it kind of becomes this slow drip of morphine or cocaine or whatever you want to call it, of stock into your bank account, into your Charles Schwab account. And then after you get the restricted stock units, if you want, you could just sell it, which is what a lot of people do. Okay, so we got stock grants, and maybe you have a maximum, whatever it is. And then your employee stock purchase plan. What the heck is this? Your employee stock purchase plan is you can set aside a percentage of your salary and your bonus. You can set aside what you earn. This is after tax, so after the federal government and the state government have dug their claws into your salary, ripped that out. So this is post-tax, after tax. And you can buy stock. You can put money into kind of a shadow banking account, a shadow savings account, and then twice a year, you're able to purchase stock at a discount. Now, in my case, it's 15% below the lowest point in the past 2 years, I think it is. So it'll always be a discount. Basically, this is free money. You would be stupid not to max this out. And so let's say the max for this particular company is 10% of your salary plus bonus, and then there's some cap, I think, in there. So it's best just to max it out. Just forget about it, max it out, and you'll be good, because that's definitely good money. So 15% discount below the lowest point. So if your stock is on a uprise, is on a curve, kind of on that rocket ship, the hockey stick going up, then the employee stock purchase plan is really, really good. You definitely want to participate in this. And then the 401k and retirement, this is where a lot of companies, or good companies, will have a match. So let's say the first 5.5% is a match. So you put in 10% of your income into the 401k, and the first 5.5% is matched. So you're basically getting another 5.5% as just free money. So you can see for, just on the first 6 lines, you get into this steamroller position where if you're making close to 200K, after you do the base and the salary and the commission, your stock grants, your employee purchase plan, your retirement, start adding up to somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 to 40K extra per year, just on these 3 lines alone. And that's not too bad. Okay, and then we get down into the PTO portion, the medical leave. So PTO is the time off, the holidays. How many days do you get? So let's say down here, say 14 days for a fictitious company, just to pretend here. And then we'll say at 5 years, this goes up to 20 days. And then let's say at 10 years, this goes up to 25. Wow, pretty good, right? So you also have companies that at the 20-year mark, it goes to something just totally insane. You just get so much PTO that you can't use it. Also, you want to find out if there's a cap. Is there a cap in terms of if you bank too much PTO, are you forced to take it? That comes into play. Some companies, they make you burn it every year. Other companies, they may have a cap at 50 days or 30 days or something like that. Take that into consideration. Now, some companies have this unlimited PTO thing, which I think is semi-scammy. But basically, they don't give you days. It's just when you feel like taking PTO, take it. Now, here's the rub here. It's with manager's approval, so you just can't take just crazy amounts of PTO and just abuse the heck out of it. Also, there is kind of an expectation, an obligation, an unwritten obligation, where if your teammates aren't taking PTO and you're taking a lot, you kind of feel that little bit of shame there. Also, when you quit, because there's unlimited PTO, you're not banking anything, you're not going to get a big payout of the unused PTO like you would in most states of the United States. That is a liability to the company. So, for example, if you have 50 days of PTO saved up and you leave the company, in most states in the United States, you would get a check that's your final paycheck, but it's also your final salary plus 50 days of salary, which is huge, right? It can be kind of crazy. So this happened to me. It's happened to me several times where I've got transferred over to another section of the company. So basically, you have to quit the current country company before you get transferred over. And I had something crazy like 40 days of PTO. And that paycheck, that final paycheck, was definitely quite a lot. So yeah, take that into consideration. And then the medical leave, how many days of medical leave do you get? So we'll say something like 30 days here with MC. So this is, I think this is somewhat typical in Singapore, where you could take up to 30 days, you get the full pay, but you need to go to your doctor to get the medical clearance paper to give to your employer. Some employers are pretty nice and they say, just take the medical leave. If you're really sick, you don't need to go to the doctor, don't bother with that. Just honor system, take it, and we will still pay you. Medical insurance. Oh, this is a big one, because especially if you have kids, or even better, you are expecting kids, medical insurance, if you don't get it subsidized or paid for by your company, that's going to kill you, right? We're talking thousands and thousands of dollars per month in some cases. So medical insurance for you, but also for your dependents. So in my case, everyone gets medical insurance. Your kids, your wife, all that good stuff. So that is taken care of. Medical insurance could also come into play with things like elective surgeries, where'd that come from? Dental insurance, vision insurance. Do they pay for glasses every year? Do they pay for contacts? Do they pay for elective surgery? If you get braces, what happens? So, in my case, if I go for braces, 46 years old, freaking A, getting braces at 46 is going to hurt. But if I do decide to do that, Megacorp will pay for half. That's not too shabby, right? So take those into account. Life insurance. Is there free life insurance? Usually most companies will have that. Is there cheaper life insurance? And then we have the health savings account, the miscellaneous benefits. So these could be things like, here in Singapore, we get an extra $1,000. So you could just use it for whatever health benefit. So you could go for massages. You could do a staycation for mental health. What I used it for is I used it to buy contact lenses. So I already burned my vision insurance for the eyeglass examination and the glasses. So these glasses were paid for by the vision insurance. And so vision insurance was done for the year. And then I had an extra $1,000 to use. And I used that on getting a crap ton of contacts. You'd be amazed. You'd be amazed how many contacts, daily contacts, $1,000 gets you. I think I have contacts for the next 3 years or something like that. Sometimes you could use this for buying something like an inversion table. So those tables where you hook your legs in and then you turn around and it stretches your back. Maybe an orthopedic bed or a better chair or something like that. Education assistance. Do not overlook this, especially if you're going for something like a master's degree or an MBA, or maybe if you're going for your doctorate or certification. Does your company offer educational benefits? Usually this requires you to pay upfront, and then you are reimbursed when you successfully pass the course with, let's say, a C or above. And so this is pretty good. Let's say the education assistance is up to $7,500 per year. So this can cover quite a big chunk of your education. And is there car allowance? So here in Singapore, 1,000 Sing a month. That's 12,000 a year. That's pretty good. That's not a bad benefit to have, right? So car allowance. And then finally, these should be self-explanatory. The people, the culture, is the company growing? So let's say, love it, love the people, love the leadership, culture, great. And is the company growing? I'll leave that blank. Here's our compensation matrix. I'll have a link in the description. As always, if this has been useful to you, or if you have questions, leave some in the comments. And as always, stay safe wherever you are, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.